Hi, I'm Michael Feuling, and welcome to Wolves Weekly, where today we are previewing the upcoming women's basketball season. And I am here with Holli Howard-Carpenter, the head women's basketball coach. Coach, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So, Coach, you come off of a season last year with a lot of injuries, team faced a lot of adversity. Talk a little bit about how that kind of motivated your group, because they were competitive in a lot of those games, even with that adversity. Talk a little bit about how that motivated them through spring workouts, even now into the fall workouts.
Yeah, last year, I think our first challenge that we faced was just having 7 new players. So anytime you have that many new players, bringing the team together is always a challenge, especially whether you're coming from high school or junior college. It's always a big adjustment period, especially when you're going into a conference as tough as ours. So that was kind of our first challenge, and then we did hit some bumps along the way with injuries and then people playing out of position. But I think, at the end of our season, we really kind of just, the coaching staff went to work. We let the players have some time off. We went to work. We talked about what we needed to do better, what we felt like we were doing, how was that going to guide our recruiting, things like that. But when we came back together, we really focused on individual player development. That was one thing that we really felt like we needed to do to become better. And then as a team, we really focused on our communication and really spending more time together and on the court, just kind of gelling as a team. And so really, the groundwork for our season this year started directly after last season. And I think that has really helped them stay motivated through the summer, and everybody's back and really excited to go.
Good. Well, for any coach, especially in the conference and with the schedule that you guys have, it is a dream to have 5 seniors on your team that have been through battle, as we talked about with the adversity. Talk about the 5 seniors that you're returning this year and the impact that they'll have, and perhaps the impact that they'll have on the new players that you have coming in, the ones that, as you mentioned, the transition is a little bit difficult for them.
Right. 5 seniors, all completely different types of leaders, but I think having that experience on your roster and returning most of our scoring as well, that always is going to help, especially with the incoming class. They have a standard, they've set a standard, and they're still striving to get better. And then just that leadership that they show for the younger players. We have a mix of different types of leaderships. We have some people that are kind of like the team mom, making sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, being on time to things. Then we have other leaders who are the competitive, the fire, the one that's going to get after you at practice if you're not putting in the work. And then we have people that just lead by example and just in their play, they just inspire their teammates. So a pretty dynamic group, but they're also hungry. 3 of our seniors were transfers, and so they've had a year under their belt now and in our system. So a little bit more comfortable. They found their voice. And I think they're ready to go. And then you have Jasmine and Sydney, who've been with us since day one. And I'm really looking for them to really have a great season and really send them off in, that they've had all their hard work, they've put their hard work in, and have that pay off this year. And
sometimes, it's that leadership, not necessarily in your face, screaming, yelling. It's just what you do to kind of help move the next person forward and lay the groundwork.
Absolutely.
In this conference, the GNAC conference, which has been touted as probably the toughest conference out there, if not the toughest, one of the big keys in order to be competitive in the games this year and in years past is having some height. For the first time in a couple of years, you bring in some height. Looking at the roster, you got 6'3", 6 foot, 6'1". Kind of talk about how the post kind of play into your plans, both defensively and offensively.
Yeah, last year, Savannah and Allie really held down the posts for us, and I wouldn't say that's their natural position. Both of them, pound for pound, did everything that they could to either defend or score for us or be a presence in the paint, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's their natural position. So, recruiting-wise, we just tried to go after size. Toughness is a big thing for us, and so we were able to do that. We need people to help us with rebounding. I think that's something an area where we really needed to improve. And so adding that, the size is going to help in that area. Natalie DeLong, she redshirted for us last year due to injury. She is back. She's 6'2". She's strong. She's lean. She's running the floor. Watching her yesterday at practice, I was like, wow, Nat is really fast. And so she has worked extremely hard from really the minute she got injured to get back to on the court. And so I'm really proud of her. And she's also found her voice as a leader too. Yeah. She is going to help, scoring wise, but also rebounding. And then, in our conference, how tough it is. You can't just have a one position. Yep. So one at that position. So we brought in Ty Thomas as well from Peninsula Community College, and she complements Nat really well. All around great attitude, great teammate. She is strong. She will move somebody off the block pretty quick, and she can rebound. She just has a nose for the ball, and she will go get it. She'll pursue. And then, she's a really good passer too. She has a good, even with all new teammates, she does a really good job finding where the ball needs to go. And she can score it too, so that helps. And then we also brought in a 6'3" freshman in Jessie Brown. And although she's a freshman, she has a huge upside, really excited. She's so coachable. She is progressing every day. And so to see that this early is I'm looking forward to seeing her on the court as well.
And as you mentioned, rebounds are critical, give you that extra possessions, takes away possessions from the other team. Very critical, especially in this conference.
Right.
One other luxury is having that engine, that quarterback. You, again, have almost the right setup with two senior point guards that can play with Shelby Snook and Kennedy Corrigan. Talk a little bit about how their play on the offensive side leads to what you guys want to do.
Yeah, both of them, I feel 100% comfortable and confident when the ball's in their hands. Both of them, again, were transfers last year, and so now they've had a year in our system, a year where they've got to learn their teammates' habits, again, find their voice and really take over that leadership role. Because a point guard, they're the coach on the floor, the extension of the coach on the floor. And so getting to know me better and what our expectations are as a coaching staff, they're just in a really good place right now. Both of them are very smart. They bring a lot of basketball IQ to our team, but also they're both three-point threats. And so that's really helpful. People have to respect that. And then also they can get to the rim too. Kennedy worked extremely hard over summer. She came back in great shape. She's, confident, and I love to see that. And then Shelby is just Shelby. She's business all the time, whether it's weight room, training room, on the floor, and that mentality is kind of carrying over to our team, that it's business when it's on the court. And both of them, we want to play a little faster this year, and so I feel like having them on the floor will help us do that.
So, Coach, as we head into this season, you guys start full-time practice here relatively soon. The GNAC, as we've mentioned throughout this preview show, is the hardest, if not the hardest. Give the fans, what some early games to look for and kind of what they can expect from your team in this very competitive conference with a very veteran group.
Yeah, for us right now, we're not focused on the GNAC. We're focused on our first game. With this group, we really have to take one game at a time, and our energy is what we're really focusing on from start to finish, and being able to play faster, whether that's on the offensive end or speeding people up on the defensive end. I think we're a lot deeper this year. We have the experience returning, and then that depth of the new players is going to help us be able to do that, play faster and play and apply more pressure to teams. And just, I really feel like this team has has an idea about, playing with a chip on our shoulder and, going out and, putting what we've done in practice to work and really being able to, when we're competing in games, to be able to go to that next level. We were right there. We're just unable to close the door on some games, and I think that's the next step for our program.
Perfect. Well, you can catch all the home games this year by visiting woowolves.com/tickets to find out all the information. Come out, check out incredible basketball action and all the hard work that the team has put in.